Oh.
No.
Never mind. I did not unmute myself on Zoom, but I'm I think we have some. Hold. Yes, I think we have sound.
Oh no.
Maybe baby now. Can
Everything's
everybody
cool
hear
when
me
you're.
now? Should be better now.
Wait.
Yep. I'll wait. I'll let everyone process.
Wait. I've come to the. Wait. This was me testing it. Yes, I can hear Jess. I was able to hear you 2 minutes ago. I just wanted you to make the face.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let it be known that I love Angela near and dear, very close to my heart. And she, before we even have started this game, has already made me feel a range of emotions, including anger now. So,
I don't worry. I just fully expect you by pure affirmation and or your own sheer force of will to stab me somehow.
I don't think I have it in me emotionally. But now that everyone can hear me, I'm going to do a take 3. I'm going to go through my formal script, and I love you all dearly. But thank you for existing in our space live while we go through all of this. Hello. Welcome to Pride Brunchathon, presented by RK Wild with Utopia. Pride Brunchathon is a month-long charity event happening during the month of June. This event focuses on tabletop RPGs made by BIMPOC, performed by Queer Trans POC every weekend this month. Pride Brunchathon is happy to be raising money for Black and Pink National via Tiltify. Black and Pink National is a prison abolitionist organization supporting queer people and people living with HIV and AIDS in the prison system. Their goal is liberation. They are anti-racist, feminist, queer liberationists, and anti-capitalist. Prisons are a punishment meant to oppress and divide the marginalized and prevent unity and working together. While Black and Pink does look for a better world, they acknowledge the positives of the world we live in, celebrating our love for each other, our resiliency, and our power to keep moving forward in this harmful system. Black and Pink raises the voices of formerly incarcerated people, as those are the people who have been hurt by the violence of the prison industrial complex. They're those who understand how to break that system down. Overall, Black and Pink is an incredible organization with Queer Trans POC at its forefront that is fighting for those who are oppressed. Our current goal is $1,000, and we're hoping to surpass that by the end of the month. If you can donate, make sure to spread the word. Let folks know. I do believe we are rocking that $6.20 and 69 cents nice currently. And that 69 cents has been haunting us the entire time. Today I, forgot it was also Father's Day, and we happened to be playing a Descended from the Queen game called For My Family. So I just want to put it out there. My players at this table, we've all gone through in advance, even though this is a no prep game, we've gone in advance to go over our safety tools, including our lines and veils and topics that we may or may not breach and things that we want to have a conversational consent-based situation. Again, it is a little heavier than some of our other Pride games, but I think in the heaviness we will find a lot of deep, meaningful role play, which I appreciate. That being said, you as audience members are also part of the enjoyment of this game, so please take care. You are free to step away. Do not feel obligated to watch if we broach any of your lines or veils. Do what you gotta do and take care of yourselves. We appreciate you being here. Please go take a look at the Black and Pink organization, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, spiels are done. Hi, I'm Jess. I use they, them pronouns. I go by Burst of Hope on Twitter with a 0 in the of because bots. Me and that bot have been having a decade-long fight, and I may or may not win. We'll see. But go around, please. Everyone else, tell me who you are. Where can we find you? Starting with Quit.
Hello, hi, I'm Quinn at Quintastic_ on the Twitterverse. It's blue screened. I use she, they pronouns. I'm a TTRPG person, human, allegedly.
Allegedly, I swear I wasn't making that screechy, ugly face at you. I have like the alerts for the charity and someone pinged for a donation. So I was like, oh God, I forgot. Thank you. Yes, excellent. I appreciate the donation. Thank you for your intro, Quinn. And Angela.
That was the most bird call introduction I've ever had. Hello there, everybody. I'm Angela. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Phoenix24Fem on the Twitterverse, where while I'm taking a little bit of a break from doing so, you can normally find me posting links to my Patreon, where all of my poetry is up. And recently I finished putting up my 200th published poem on there, with also a few additional creature designs and things of that sort coming up, mostly for Animon's story. That is what I'll be focusing on next. And also, I'm a freelance musician, a professional writer, and will be involved in a few other things throughout it. But I am also a TTRPG person. I claim no humanity. I claim simply burbdom, particularly Phoenix burbdom.
Oh, you sweet bean. Thank you, thank you. Not gonna lie, I am jealous of the Animon campaign, and I will be tuning in. Last but not least, Ray, welcome back 2 days in a row.
Hello, everyone. I was here yesterday playing for the Juneteenth game. I am Ray. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Crystallize Me. I guess I'm a TTRPG person. I don't do a lot like in the realms of the public eye. Most of the stuff that I do is like offline because I have imposter syndrome and I'm incredibly anxious. So me streaming happens very rarely because of a couple of things, but I'm here, I'm ready to play, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, I cannot stress how happy we are to have you here, and I will hold it dearly in my heart that you feel safe enough, even in this brief moment, to just pop in and be a part of our games. It means the world to us. Are we ready, players? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a facetious head shake of a no, Angela. Thank you. For this game, generally with for the Queen games and all the hacks, there is a deck of cards that you go through and ritualistically read the instructions. Roll20 makes it a little tricky, and this game didn't have a Roll20 adaptation, so we just have a handout, and we will take our turns reading the handout. I'll see if I can pull it up. We'll see. If not, it's okay. Bear with us, and we'll get through the instructions. Who's ready to start with numero uno? Go ahead. You're muted. Lovely.
I literally flipped through several tabs and tried to do the quick thing. I should never assume that quick reflexes are what I can do. First off, our elders are dying.
It'll be Ray next. I just popped the order in chat.
Oh, right. We felt the weight of their expectations our whole lives because they risked everything to raise us in this land of opportunity.
The time has come for us to inherit what is expected.
My heart already. Our elders summoned you to this reunion because there's no one else to preserve the family legacy.
Set the card that reads, "Our elders pass on. Do you succeed them?" aside.
I did it. I know where it is in the deck. Don't worry about it. This is digital.
Ray?
Shuffle the prompt cards and place them face down in the center of the table.
Put the Your Elders Pass On card in the middle of the deck for a game that takes approximately 40 minutes, or shuffle it in the bottom third of the deck to play for more than an hour.
I find that estimate really interesting because I think it's a dirty lie, whether it's the streaming aspect or like we just get really into the conversational, like here's a prompt and yeah, great, cool. Glad we're on the same page. Because we're streaming, it's easy. We'll pull the card when we are ready to pull the card. You know, at approximately 2 hours. That's it. That's all we got. When you have read the instruction cards, continue clockwise with the prompt cards. Take turns reading the questions out loud, interpret these questions, answer them however you wish.
Other players may ask you questions or make suggestions on your turn, but whether you answer those questions or include the suggestions is entirely up to you.
Place the X card somewhere where everyone can easily reach it. If you encounter a card or an answer that you don't want to be included in the game, tap the X card. That content is no longer in the game. If you draw a card that is removed this way, simply draw another card.
You can X a card you drew yourself. You can also pass on your turn. To do so, give the prompt card you drew to the next player and say, "I'd like to hear your answer to this question."
Excellent. And again, in Roll20, because it's digital, normally when the instruction handout goes away, you will see a tiny little X on our stream screen. You all see it on our game board. In Roll20, if you hold down your mouse click, you can like ping the X card. We have the Zoom private chat. So like any means you are comfortable, you want an X card, we will take that game, that prompt, the topic, whatever we have out of the question. A prompt can be passed around the table until someone applies the X card to. No, we already did that. What number are we on?
No, that's
No, you were
not
correct.
Oh,
You were
okay.
correct. Trust yourself.
So much X carding.
Trust your instincts.
Continue answering, passing, and Xing questions until the Our Elders Pass On card is drawn. Each player should answer that question in turn, then the game is over.
For my family may lead to a vulnerable emotional headspace. After the game, you may debrief by checking in by continuing to take turns reading the debrief questions aloud.
Each player may share their experience in turn if they feel comfortable. Discussion is encouraged, but remember to listen and be kind to each other.
Whoever wants to may draw the first prompt card.
Are we ready to go? I'm going to do one more quick shuffle of the deck. Who's gonna fire this bad boy off? I guess technically it was my turn, so I'll draw the first. It's fine. I'll draw the first card.
Also, Ray, as a quick note, because I know our producer will care, I believe Ray and mine's mics are a bit low, so I'll be just trying to. There we go. Let's see if that works
Mine
a little
is
bit
low.
better. Yeah,
Okay.
I think from what chat was saying, hopefully that should be a bit better, chat.
I can also balance myself out and crank you up a teeny bit.
Yeah, it looks like chat saying the stream in general is low volume, but I'm getting a that's better from at least my end. So it should
Is
help.
mine better as well?
I wonder. Give me 1 second before we fire off, if that's the
Also,
case.
hello there, GM Jeff Stormer. It's nice to have you here with us.
Jeff Stormer! Oh my gosh, an amazing podcaster who highlights two-player games. which doesn't get enough attention. We need all the love for those. Now I'm maxed out on the stream, so that's I've done all I can do. I apologize if the volume's low. I'll try and remember to pull
I
that a
can
little
turn
bit.
my audio up. Mine
Ooh,
should be up.
crispy.
Okay. Is that
All right.
much better?
Oh shit. You know what? Before the prompt card, we do, I'm just gonna look at all these cards. We're gonna deal 2 cards apace to everyone. And those are the heirloom cards. So if you want to drag and drop them onto the table, we can take a look at these because the heirloom is what represents the symbolism of our family and how we pass along responsibilities from generation to generation. I've got a spoon and a watch. And before we start prompts, we just want to pick one that resonates the most with us. These apparently weren't resized. I do apologize.
No worries.
Phew. For you. Not like this. Of the ones that you're moving them while I'm trying to resize them.
Sorry.
No, you're good. The ones that you had, were any of them intriguing to you yourself?
I like the violin.
That is. It's a good
I love the
touchstone.
violin.
Okay.
I was given a stack of books, and my mother wanted to be a journalist before she passed away.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and remove the watch. I don't find a Rolex compelling.
Not at all.
Books, violin, a picture maker, a camera. What is this called?
Camera's
You're not
correct.
wrong.
Interesting enough, we've got wooden spoons. I imagine maybe handmade spoons throughout the years.
It would have been more esoteric a reference if you had said something like soul capturer in regards to trying to say camera.
That brings back dark memories of Fatal Frame, the game. That's
no.
terrifying. I cannot do it.
Mistakes were made.
It's
I've made a mistake.
Real good terror. I hope the new one is a little less creepy and sexist because the scary factor is delicious in that game.
Scary factor was too high for me. Could not finish the game.
Oh, I'm a big weenie. Scary games, no. Not for Jess. Not this time. Okay. Refocus. These heirlooms here we had big feelings about the violin. So we're leaning towards the violin. Are any of these current pictures something that you're fine with?
I have 3 in my head. Definitely the violin, definitely the books, and definitely the camera.
The picture maker? Got it.
Yeah, I almost said it. I did almost say picture maker.
Look what you've done, Jess. Look what you've done.
Those are the 3 that are on my, just for what they could stand for I guess the background of our family.
Yeah. Quinn, Angela?
No, that's exactly what I was thinking. The picture maker is really great.
Okay.
I think books. I had to actively tell my mind not to say picture maker. Camera, and I'm going to say the necklace, but that's only because I think it reminds me of something that might have been from a great grandmother being passed down to someone in the family.
Yeah.
But that I think it would be interesting. But that's just me also not wanting to pick the same thing everyone else did. So
Angela, you know you're so special. You don't have to pick something different to feel special.
What about you, Jess? Which one are you?
Yeah, Jess.
I think these are definitely my top 4 as well. Jewelry is usually kind of a really cool touchstone for traditionally a family thing. But I think I have to I need a fake prompt answered before I would pick an heirloom. So when we play For My Family, are we thinking the 4 of us are playing a bloodline family? Or is this a history of a chosen family? I need a definition of family.
I was thinking Oh, go ahead,
You
please.
go right.
My thought process is this is a bloodline family, but that doesn't mean you can't have been brought into the family.
Okay. I know, Angela, you had thoughts.
My thought was our connections to one another are chosen family, but the items in question are blood family.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're either from our individual ties or they're we belong to the same family by blood, but I say chosen family because like we've actively intentionally chosen to still maintain connections and treat each other as people who we want to have intimate space with.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, in all the game prep I did, I knew I was in for a feelings game, and I did not bring tissues. So here we are, preparing ourselves. Okay, with that being said, do we all want to pick one of these four as like a personal heirloom? You know what? Here. I'm making an executive decision. First, a picture maker for the Bloodlines family, for the family is the camera. Okay. And then amongst the three of you, y'all can pick a personal, like, found family heirloom that we'll keep at the bottom. If that's okay with y'all.
I'll go with the necklace, if that's chill.
Ray, do you want the violin in that case?
Yep, I'll take the
I'll take the
violin.
books.
Tasty, tasty.
Look at us having an executive function.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sometimes I'm actually gonna take the wooden spoons as mine own. Because how can you have a cultural game without the thought of food? Okay.
Now you're going to facilitate me crying now that you've reminded me food is part of this.
Yes. Yes. Again, take care. Keep, do what you gotta do. Take that in mind.
I actually took the card and made it
Yeah,
tiny
you
again.
can
I
take the
apologize.
card. You can take the card. It's your touchstone. We all know what it is. Look here. I'll take my card. There you go. Who would like to draw the first prompt?
I will happily throw myself upon the pyre first.
Okay. So again, we've got Angela, Ray, me, Quinn in that order then for the rest of the game.
Just that seems like, if everyone's okay with that, the simplest way to keep track of things. So I assume panel on over with my mouse, go click the draw card button, draw one card, and then I draw the thing. And then if you'll let me move it on over here, and then I stick it there. And then oh, yay, we're starting with a fun one. You believe another relative is more entitled to the family legacy than yourself. Who is it? Why weren't they summoned? I'm going to say it was my brother. I think he has kids. He has from what I recall, a loving wife. At least at this point in time, from when I knew him, he has a loving wife he cares about. He's upheld all the things that I think the family would have want for a legacy to continue. And I think he just wasn't summoned in some ways because he thinks me being there was already a sign that this was a mistake. That someone, just anything that would give approval to me being there is a sign that like no one's thought about the consequences for our legacy. That's my answer.
Okay. Does anyone have questions for Angela and her brother?
So your brother outwardly disapproves of the family at this point, or just
No, he does not outwardly disapprove of the family. He subtly, he in his mind more implicitly, though in actions explicitly, disapproves of me. There's a difference.
So with the family, with the elders summoning you, does that then translate into your brother believing that, oh, the family must not know what they're doing?
Yep.
Got it.
Or
Okay.
I think it's a case of like, he's not that much older than me. But he has just enough, but because we're still within like the same generation, relatively speaking, I think it's still enough where he's like, they're holding to like older positions on things that don't matter, which is weird because accepting me would be actually a more modern position.
How did he tell you that?
He didn't. His wife did.
Some sibling tension. This is fine. Everything's fine. I have no further questions. If we want to go for another prompt.
So wait, sorry.
Yeah, go.
You're older or your brother is older?
My brother is older.
Your brother is older. Okay.
He's about 10 years older.
Okay. All right. I will draw. Oh, right. Nope. Just click. Oops. Did not. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Okay, there it is.
I see it.
When did you realize that our family has never given up on you? Right now, when I was invited to this, that's when I figured out. I've felt like an outcast for quite some time. So my invitation to this is when I realized that the family hadn't given up on me. Maybe that's not quite what that means, but it's how I'm taking it.
That's great. That's perfect. It's fine. Okay. All right, honey bunches of oats. Why did you feel like an outcast until you were invited to this?
It's just, it's how I've felt since I was born. It's just a vibe you get when, get-togethers and things like that. You're always on the outside, or, even with interactions with others, with other family members other than you all. It's always just a vibe that I've gotten, that the few get-togethers that I've invited to, maybe more so out of obligation rather than them actually wanting me there.
Has anyone ever told you explicitly to your face? Whether it told you something explicitly to your face, whether it was affirming or rejecting your presence in the family?
Not in so many words. It's the small comments, the you're weird, or the smaller comments, the ones that, definitely, like I said, definitely not explicitly saying, but it's I cannot think of the word that I'm trying to think of.
It's the little side comment sort of stuff kind of things.
Side comments, or
is it in the range of like, like your sister doesn't act this way?
Yeah, in that sort of sense, yeah.
Or, we never had to deal with this with X person in the family when
Mm-hmm.
they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yep. Yeah. Any other questions for Ray in this prompt? All right. What compels you to participate in all of the family traditions?
So that one's for Quinn.
Me.
Oh, sorry. I was seeing.
Oh yeah, we're going clockwise.
Right. That's my mistake.
No,
I was
no
like, oh
worries.
shit, did I step over
No,
someone's order, please?
no. That's me looking at our order that we have in our chat to remember and realizing
Gotcha.
that we decided the overlay order.
Yes, okay. I will re-update that for you. I apologize. Okay, what compels you to participate in all of the family traditions? I'm gonna say I'm older now, probably like 20, late 20s, early 30s tops. And up until maybe the past year or so, I think I was very irreverent with all the family traditions. I didn't find any meaning in them. I didn't enjoy them. I didn't understand them. And then I kind of went away for a little bit from the core family unit and came back. And now I really understand like why all of these seemingly small, innocuous, mundane traditions matter here, because it's not the same. It is definitely a unique experience for our family. And I feel like it's going to mean a lot for me to participate this time around in an active manner rather than making fun of it or being passive.
Have you felt your opinion? Is there any one particular tradition that you felt like you've had in a complete 180 in your feelings about?
Oh, I have to bring up food. Yeah, absolutely. I think the tradition of this arduous process of like the week prior to the reunion, we've had to prep, dry, wash, soak all of the different beans and spices and marinades, and just all of that never made sense to me, because I was very like, this is not the correct order if you were trying to be efficient in making the meals. But there is in terms of tradition, like, you got your hand smacked if you did not pick up this spoon at this time and put the spices in this order. So like there is a very linear, synchronous, meaningful way to prepare the food. And I think I had to be the douchebag that left, studied, came back, understood the culture from now, living it, and then reading about it. And now I fully grasp why we do the things in the order that we do. Grandma told me to do this. All right. I don't care how efficient it is to go flip these 2 steps. Grandma told me to do it this way. What are we doing? I know. We're going to get through this. any further questions, or is Quinn free to draw the next prompt?
Cool. What family mantra do you live by to this day? Kill them with kindness, but not in the way that is actually kind. I think our family is a little into 4D chess, with the subtleties and the subtext and it takes a long time to realize that other people don't speak in subtext. That's weird to me, that you mean what you say that you mean when you say words to me.
Yeah. I mean, just to clarify, not in like the waspy kind of way, more like in the saving face kind of way of 40
Yeah.
chess, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Which I
Yeah,
know they're
yeah.
similar, but there's a flavor to it
There's
that
a
it's like very
difference.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a moment? Was there a moment that either affirmed its relevance to you, like deeply, or that made you go, "This is bullshit," and I want to toss this away, and decided not to? I can say that more simply if you prefer.
I think, sorry, I'm trying to think of a succinct way to put the here to the here. I think that it made to express. And I think there was at least one time that I said, fuck that, because I was angry enough for a good reason. And I think it went poorly for me in the long run. And then I went, oh, we do this for a reason.
Oh God. Okay. I'm kind of curious, like, are there any other family mantras that other people prescribe to, or like how Angela and Ray feel about kill it with kindness?
Do we answer?
I want to know. I want to know how we all feel about this family mantra, honestly.
So, kill it with kindness, but in a way that's not kind. Saving face and keeping up appearances, pretty much. To not become more of an outcast than I already have been. It's definitely something that I've had to internalize and live by. I participate and live by in order to not become more ousted, which is, I guess, how I finagled my way into being invited here, by continuing to keep up the appearances and of being unaffected by all of the side comments and things of that nature. I have to maintain.
Sure.
I think my variation on it is just adding a small like qualifier to it is like kill them with kindness, even if no one's watching or cares. I think, but I think it's less in the case of like just do it because it's the right thing to do, just because, and it's a, a way of being in the world that's worthwhile for making a better future. And it's more just you'll live the life you're gonna live, even if everyone else in the family doesn't really care or isn't, or even if they do care, you don't care if they do. You don't want that care. So I think you're gonna live your life as you need to be, even if it's something that, and oddly enough, still upholds what you think is the family tradition or is the family mantra, but maybe not for their sake.
Dang, 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 dang. Okay. Angela, how you feeling? You want to draw another prompt?
No, don't worry. I'm gonna, for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm probably gonna be very tired after this.
Oh, I don't know the reason. It's not glaringly obvious or anything.
Oh no, this is worse. This is worse than getting a terrible one
By all
for
means,
me.
you can pass it along. Like,
No, I know,
I
I know I
understand.
can, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to like actually challenge myself to do the ones that I know will be difficult for me, which should be telling, dear viewers, that this is one of the ones that's hard for me to answer. For those of you who can see it on screen, it is you play an important role in our family that no one else can. Why? I think sort of building off of both of the heirlooms, both the one that's like the camera that we have and also the one that I chose at the start of the books. I think in some ways I'm one of the more creative end of folks documenting a lot of the family stuff, either with music or with writing. I think I kind of imagine that a lot of those books are what I'd like to see happen later on in my life, of like whole entire books documenting aspects of our family, but not in the way where like I think a lot of folks would find enjoyable or more in line with the legacy that is like write a memoir or, uphold the things about our family. It's more like, no, this is the way that a poet or a creative would approach memory, which is here are these scattered moments in time that have relevance for us that were wonderful and beautiful. And here are also the moments where uh, life life and the perspective on family felt more like willingly walking through shattered glass because it was easier than getting to be something else or getting to be someone else. Actually, no, not someone else. Something else seems more appropriate. And yeah, so I think that's the role. Actually, is the very bittersweet role of documenting the family in some ways, but not through memoirs. It's just memories.
Yeah.
The obvious question: have you been acknowledged? Has that been acknowledged that your role as a documenter, has that been acknowledged by others as important?
The good parts.
That's fair.
Ha, ha.
Why do you do it?
think it's the life path my mom wanted to live.
It's just scrapbooking. It's just scrapbooking. I think that's genuinely like in character what I tell you. Like if anyone looking from the outside in saw me telling you that, it would definitely be pretty irreverent. Like, how dare you downplay this role that this person plays? But I think as family, I'm adding to this layer of there is weight. Like, I am acknowledging that this role is so very important, but I don't want to add to the burden of you carrying that role. So I want you to have levity and to be able to creatively truly pursue that in a way that reflects you and not the obligation of the role.
I'd like to think my response to that would be something effective like, and obviously the reason why the pen I've been using to write it all is the same one I've been using for about 6 years. It's just a pen, right?
Yeah. But is it a good pen though?
No,
That's
it's
the real
not.
question.
It's actually not. It's just one that a family member gave. The ink hasn't really stayed in it very well for ages, but why would I use another one?
Yeah. I feel okay. Part of me feels bad. Maybe I should have had like a real good soundtrack in the background, like to have these pauses. Like, I'm sorry that it is silent, but like the silence has weight. I promise. I'm just sitting here.
I
I'm
think
marinating
yeah, and
in the answers. Sorry.
yeah, and also like I think some games are allowed to live in a space of unceremonious silence. Not every game, even in with tranquil music, would even be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, you know, this is what the game is.
Valid. Yeah. Just here to sit in our feelings. No big deal. It's fine. Let's think about the weight of our families and what that means for us and what it means today and what it means in relation to this charity. Okay. I got it. Cool. Okay. With that, any questions? Ray, would you like to pull another card?
I'll pull another card. Yikes. How do you disappoint our elders during the reunion? Why doesn't that bother you?
Maybe not the outcast drawing this card.
I disappoint the elders during the reunion. Probably by doing one of the things that I'm an outcast for, and that's playing my music. I perform, and it's nothing, no one asked for it, but I decide to perform because I feel like it's appropriate. Music brings people together, so why wouldn't I want to share my music with everyone? So I perform a song, simple song, and the entire time that I'm performing, I can see the look on the elder's face. I can see the way that they're looking at me, and it's, even though appearances are important to us, they don't hide the disappointment in their face, um, as I perform. And once I'm finished, I bow and I step to the side. And it doesn't bother me because I'm used to it. It doesn't make any sense why they feel the way that they do. Um, because it's a reunion, and you know, the song wasn't terrible. It doesn't bother me because I don't understand it. That's why I don't understand the disappointment.
If you had time to reflect on this occasion, do you think the song was was it the song an original piece, or was it something that you knew someone among the elders liked hearing, or was the song associated with them?
It was definitely something that I knew that the elders would like. Once again, like I said, I don't like to stand out, but I don't like, I like to keep appearances up, but they invited me here, so as I said, this is me taking it as that they accepted me. And so I'm thinking, oh, me getting this invitation, they accept me and for the way that I live my life and me being a performer. So this clearly means that they want me to play my music, right? So I get up and I perform, and that's where the disconnect is. I don't understand. If I'm here, you should accept me the way that I am, right? So
Oh, this was your thank you and celebration song. This was your moment. Right now, I'm leaning towards Heck the Elders, but
I I wanted to, it yeah, definitely a thank you. I wanted to please the elders, so I performed something that I knew that they would like, and they looked upon me in disappointment. And so this is me understanding, but also not an understanding that maybe my invitation here was conditional. Um, but yeah, I don't understand where the disappointment comes from. Or yeah, don't understand it.
Quinn, do you think maybe your character has a better insight to why the elders are disappointed in this performance?
I think it pisses me off that they aren't grateful for your character, Ray, sharing their gift. I think it bothers me. And I don't think I understand why it doesn't bother you.
Ray, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So we've got this established concept that you are the black sheep. The elders are disappointed in your style and choices. Um, what sort of personality unfolds in that kind of environment? Like, who is this person? How do you handle these situations?
Um, Definitely controlled. Probably, and that's contradictory with music, but it's definitely controlled. Someone who definitely someone who is observant and aware of the way that people feel about me. I have to be aware at all times how people feel about me. So, and act accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah, we love that constant vigilance. Okay, are we ready for another prompt? Yeah. Cool. Oh, it's my turn. All right. Let's see what we got here. Our family pushes you to adopt the land of opportunities values. Why does this make you uncomfortable? Background context for anyone watching. This is I believe a Filipino creator made this adaptation of a game. So I think the specific language choices are very meaningful. So I do not mean to be irreverent of it. It's just, being stateside, it's a very interesting flip of the narrative. I think for my character, I'm uncomfortable with this proposition because I've already gone out. Like the whole reason I left was I was irreverent to begin with, and I thought that, going to study what else is out there would make a difference. And um I think I learned that there really were no set values. I found outside of our community there were laws, there were rules, but there was no cohesion, no true value in anything. Um, Only a drive to be law abiding and succeed. I was uncomfortable. I feel like my life was devalued the second I stepped outside of the community in a way that I was wholly not prepared for.
Did you leave for a bit? Was it your idea or was it the family's idea?
I think it was always part of the family's idea of my life plan. I think I went along with it in that weird way of like, yes, this is my out. I don't need to be here anymore and I can go do what I want. And then get smacked right in the face, realizing you don't know what you want, bitch. So yes, it was me. It was the family for sure. Externally, it was the family placing this responsibility on me, and then I said yes, thinking that I would subvert it, and I did not. Oh, not that Angela's looking at the ceiling, thinky face. Oh
Uh,
no.
you know, most of my questions tend to be less going for the jugular, more your heart's already outside. So, uh, let's go with this one. What made you more uncomfortable? To feel like they were right or to feel like they were wrong?
Damn you. That's a good ass question. I think I would have been angry, the most angry to realize that I was wrong. And definitely the most uncomfortable realizing that they were wrong about what the outside held for us. If that makes sense.
Was there any value that you feel that our family and the land of opportunity shared? And whether one that you can embrace or one that you did not like?
Okay. Just for my audio processing, can you repeat that?
Sorry.
No, you're
Was
good.
there any specific value that you feel like our family and the land of opportunity shared? And then was this a value that you wanted to embrace or one that you did not care to embrace?
Yeah, okay. I think the mutual value from the inside and the outside worlds that we partake in. I think the shared value would have been caring for one another. There's definitely an explicit value of caring for those around you in both the space of opportunity and the space that we occupy. However, I, once living in both spaces, come to realize how that manifests implicitly and in action and true care were very different. And I think that was a pivotal realization that would have made me more appreciative of the space that we hold in our community. You know, it's one thing to pay it forward in the Starbucks line. Another thing to talk to the elders for your younger brother. Any other questions? How are we doing? I would like a check-in. I know we're getting all of these prompts are good by themselves, but kind of piling up together to create the broader picture is a bit much. I imagine we can take a break here or maybe after another prompt, depending on how these lovely players are doing.
I'm good for another prompt, I think. I say ominously, about to read the card that I haven't read yet. Okay. This is targeted.
I'm sure walking. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I'm sure taking a drive near this grassy knoll will be fine. Like, Everything will be fine.
When do you feel most connected with our family? And I think for me, it's probably when I'm wearing the heirloom that I chose, which I will drag onto the screen. I don't know if that helps the stream, but it will help us. It's very small. I've forgotten.
Oh.
That's okay. I think that is like everything for me about our family. I think it has such like significance and elegance, and I think I've moved away, and I think when I allow myself to acknowledge that I am homesick, I put it on, but I don't wear it out.
I keep cycling between like squinting my eyes and opening them really wide. So, given that you wear the necklace alone, you don't wear it out, does that mean you feel most connected with the family when you are alone wearing the necklace?
Yes, I think so.
And like the flip side of that coin, do you feel more disconnected when you are out and about in public?
I think so. I think there's so much about our family that outside doesn't get, and I think I blend in well.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, we're going there.
Yeah.
Sweet sugar bean. Okay.
I don't think I get you know. I think people mistake me for something that I'm not sometimes, a lot.
Okay. I'm both going to make it, I'm going to lean into that heaviness, but also frame it in a light way, right? So I have a question for the table. Our family, does society have visible indicators of inclusivity that identify our diverse family? As an out of character question, that was framed in the way of like, how are we as people? What do we want to explore with this narrative? Whether that's like the physical things that we present, like jewelry, or are they physical attributes? Are they ways we talk? What are we trying to explore here? What is the otherness, I suppose? Is that Ray being like, nose goes? Or is that Ray thinking?
That's me processing because I
Yeah.
don't think I understood that all the way.
No, that's fair.
I don't think I processed that correctly.
No, it's okay. So I guess Quinn mentioning that they feel most connected with the family by wearing the necklace, and they do choose not to wear that necklace outside. On top of when they are outside, they feel disconnected in the sense that society does not make the immediate connection that Quinn's character is part of the family.
Our family.
There's
Okay.
a passingness. So that, leaves the broader question that I have in the sense of what identifies our family and how we
Okay.
want to explore that. I'll leave it on the table that I'm fine with whatever you all want to look at. I'm good. I think this game leans into projecting just the smidgen, just a little bit. These prompts are just like, hey, do you ever think about these by yourself? No apologies necessary. Yes. If we want to take a moment, we can take a break and kind of noodle on this, because I think this is a pivotal kind of like determination, right? Like, it's one thing to play the game in vagueness, but I think I want to lean into kind of establishing what makes our family, and what are we trying to celebrate here with some details. So if you don't mind, maybe we'll take a break now. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. I love you all. My players are amazing. This is, again, a heavier game, so it's definitely not performative. We are here exploring in real time, being vulnerable, and I want, whoever is still chilling with us in chat, like, please take care of yourselves, and we appreciate you being here. I think we'll be back in like maybe 5-10 minutes. Okay, so go get a drink, hydrate, do what you gotta do, and we'll be back. Okay. Hello, everyone. We're back. We did all the things that we needed to do in order to take care of ourselves, which is good. I feel better. I shoveled fries into my mouth and ran downstairs to nervous pee. So, like, I'll just be honest with that. um, yeah, I think we feel good about what it means in playing for my family and what our family looks like and what the explicit land of opportunity looks like. A reminder to the people watching that we are raising money for Black and Pink organization, which is a prison abolitionist group that also tries to take care of queer youths and young adults and keep them off the streets dealing with HIV and AIDS. They are like very important, near and dear to our hearts right now, and it means the world that we get to raise money this month. Pride is a celebration, yes. It's a riot. It's coming to terms with our own feelings and identities. So it's important for us to celebrate all of those identities in this moment. Are we ready to kick back in? I honestly, mind blank. I think Quinn was the last prompt. Okay. I guess for clarity's sake, we did leave chat with the question hanging of like, what are the I want to say it again. I will say it again. What are the visible indicators of inclusivity that separate our family from the outside world? We talked as a table, and we're fine with this concept of our narrative world does recognize the melanated and less melanated. So I think it is similar to our world established that the perceived majority, the outside parts, the land of opportunity in this narrative is lighter skinned, a little whiter, a little pasty. For mixed folks like myself and Quinn, that kind of hits home. However, in this world, we definitely want to acknowledge that there is no concept of hard-hitting systemic racism that's trying to bring our family down or explicitly exclude them from this land. I think it's kind of this liminal space of like our family semi chooses to kind of exist outside in order to celebrate how they are and who they are. So yeah, colorism without the bad stuff, I think, is what we've established. Angela, you want to hit us with another prompt, BB?
Coming at you with that delightful emotional trauma disclosure and processing through a delightful collaborative storytelling medium, which we are all engaged in.
Ma'am.
Why you gotta be like this, game? Why you gotta be like this? For those wondering why I'm having an immediate reaction of like, flee, fools, flee. When did you first regret eagerly upholding our elders' values? I see this game decided to come not only for my head, but my soul and the past 3 generations of me. So, you know, that's nice. I'm going to go against type for what I would have normally said here. And I think actually schooling. I think I got to the degree of education and such that I did at such an expense to my own well-being and health that I think what was sacrificed for the sake of what folks expected and believed would be worthwhile, it wasn't worth it. Or if it was, it maxes out at about like 55-45, 60-40, somewhere around there. It's
It wasn't worth it.
I appreciate Ray's not giving me a look of like, you bastard right now. Jess and Quinn giving me that look is already a sign of like, well, I've chosen not only violence but also my own death. But yeah, I think that was the first sign, because I think there was a lot of things related to that. And honestly, it might even have been part of the whole element with some distance between other family members and myself, just like you were supposed to be the one who did things right.
Okay. This is fine. So, at what point did your educational burnout exist? Like, did you do the thing? Do you have a thing, aka a piece of paper, or however education works in this world?
I mean, the diploma and the bachelor's would probably do it. Both, I think.
Yeah.
I think the optimist in me would like to say it was bachelor's. The realist in me that's kind to myself would actually say diploma as well.
I guess
How did you
go ahead, sorry.
how did you decide that you were more important?
That I was more important. What? I didn't catch the last couple of words on that.
That was it. That was the whole question.
That
Yeah,
was the question.
how did you decide that you were more important? And if I can piggyback off of that, do you feel like you've like taken back some of that, like taken back your importance? Because with you going through with it, do you feel like at any point in time did you take back some of that? Like,
This is so tricky to think about these two in tandem with one another, in part because the honest answer I want to give, as much as it is embarrassing for me to say, is the best answer I can give is only one yes to one of those questions in terms of where my answer would lead me, which is to say, I think I could only say I felt recently a sense of like when I was out on my own in the world that I wanted to prioritize myself, but I didn't feel like I got my importance back just yet. Or alternatively, what makes you think I actually chose myself yet? But I still feel like I'm winning back that importance. I don't feel like I can give a hard commit yes to both of those questions, which is both unsatisfying but the most honest one I can give. I think for her, for this character, it's an element of, I think she's actually dealing with a lot more worse than I am as a person. I think she only can say yes to one of them. I think I can say yes to both.
Fine, this is fine. Okay, so your character regrets pursuing the education system, which was the values instilled upon us. Work hard, certify hard, get acknowledged by society hard, right?
Yes, it was a sense that like it was very much that sense of like, you, not that you don't have some worth, but you could be doing more. You could have more worth by just doing the stuff that arbitrarily gets you more worth. Why aren't
True.
you doing it?
True.
It's like, oh, because you did it before. Like you did, like years ago, you were the best. Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it more? Why don't you know already what to do next? But no one ever says it that way.
Okay, all right. I have a good follow-up question. At least I think it's good. In the regret you have for pursuing with fervor and then realizing that education is not all that cracked up to be in terms of certifications, in that regret, how do you respond? Are you here to retaliate? Are you trying to inform the elders that their value and the perceived game plan to get there, to uphold that value, is wrong?
I think that the problem with that question is that assumes that I'm here for my purposes.
Bitch.
I'm here. They more often than not something like a funeral. I think both is a personal stance, and I think especially for this character, more so than myself, a funeral is not often for the dead. The loss of a group is not for the dead. It's for the living. And because of that, the living have to make amends with what they're willing to live with. And I think for me, the living are not as important to me in all of this. Sometimes the dead, however terrible their legacies are, sometimes you want to hold on to some of it because watching something die is much more painful than having to live.
This is my dealing with feelings face. Don't mind me. Okay, we're all processing this concept. Do we have any further questions for Angela and her character? Or would we like to take the next prompt?
Next prompt.
Yeah, that's all you, BB.
Okay. You suspect that this reunion isn't just about inheriting the family's legacy. What else do you believe is going on and why?
Perfect segue question. Perfect.
Yep.
It's all coming together.
I believe we're here to be put in our place. More and more. I don't think that with everything that's been said, we're here to be put in our place. We're not here because they believe us to be the best of the best. We're not the best of our family. We're just here to be put in our place.
Oh, it's gonna be like that, Ray. Okay.
Would it be fair to would another way of putting that and a fair way of putting that be, we're not the best, we're just the ones who were willing to show up? In terms of how your character sees it, let me make that very clear.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that so much. Because the elders are like, bitch, you are not all that and a bag of chips. But we're looking at it like, did we or did we not show up when no one else would? would that not inherently make us the best choices in this moment? I don't care about your goddamn values. We're here, are we not?
See, you chose the more. I feel like that's your character's response to it, though, or framing for it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
My character's framing of it is, we're the dutiful ones, regardless of the shit we went through. Why wouldn't we show up?
We're doing what you asked.
We always do.
Yikes. Oh.
Quinn BB. Sitting in them feels in your quiet corner, which is totally okay. Just want to check in on you.
I think my character's response is also on the more rebellious side.
You trying to say it's because we're mixed?
Yeah. Little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna push it until you say no. What's that rebellion look like for your character, Quinn?
I think they show up in the necklace, and I think that pisses some people off, because I think there are some people who think they deserve that more than I do.
Not the rights and will. Oh no.
So riffing off of that, does that mean Jess's character, because you chose the spoons, does that mean you got the recipe that no one else managed in the family? And everyone else is mad because there's like 3 aunts who feel like they owed it
more.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong. That's a fact. They're terrified that I'm just gonna edit, note, rewrite the index cards.
And yeah, you got the original recipe. You have the originals. And so you can make copies, you can edit it out, you can white out, like leave out steps, like, yeah.
Oh, no, my favorite way of imagining that is that Jess's character could just fuck around and screw with them and say that they changed it. But in actuality, the original recipe, no, even better, or alternate thought would be, it's not that you never touched it, it's that the original recipe is the way that all of the freaking like abuelitas like do their recipes, where it's like, you add this, you kind of add this at this step, you do it until it's at this point, and then you're good. Why would I write it down? And like, of course, some of them did actually, for the sake of trying to remember it, wrote it down, but it's in their shorthand, so no one knows what the fuck is going on.
Oh, 100%. I'm like, yeah, you get a pinch of this and a spoonful of that, and you're like, what spoon, mama?
A
spoon.
Spoon.
You put it at this time, you take it out of the oven at this time.
You walk away for a minute, you go check on the dog, you yell outside at the neighbors, you check on how they're doing, you come back, and I'm just like, what?
Specifically?
Or
what if my neighbors don't have a dog?
What if I have a cat?
Or alternatively, the superpower that my grandmother had, which was like, if the recipe is like, yeah, you just take it out of the oven. Wait, do you never put on like mittens or anything to get it? No, why would you? It's like, because not everyone is fireproof with their hands.
Oh my God.
You didn't make enough tortillas, you didn't make enough pancakes, none of this was done. You didn't do it right. If you don't have the calluses on your hands to just put something in the oven, what are you doing?
I have 2 birds on my hand. I don't need more. I got 2 birds from oil flying out of a pan. I don't need them from a pan I willingly touched.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're terrified because me inheriting the spoons and the recipes is more of it's definitely a power move, right? Like, it's not about the recipes. It's about what the weight of the power that you could change them, or whatever you do pass along might not be the original. And they're terrified that I'm just enough rebellious to like fix, quote unquote, the thing.
There is a question I only slightly corral us back onto point that I have to ask. Ray, how does your character know? How do you know that this might be about something more than just, they passed away and inheriting the legacy? Like, what gives it away?
Um, so we all have kept in contact outside of the family gatherings and things in that. It's knowing that all of you are here and knowing the struggles that you all have been through with the family. Knowing that all of us are who was invited. Knowing how we all have had our disappointments with the family and the family knows these things, but it just so happens that all of us are here. Isn't that a little bit strange?
Reject club. Reject club.
Okay, bye. All right. Okay. Yes. To get us recentered, right? So, prompt tells us that the reunion is not just about inheriting our family's legacy. We all know who we are. We all know what we've dealt with in terms of family loves us, but, loves us from afar. So the elders don't really believe in us to this day and don't think we're the best choice. But at the end of the day, we are the ones who are here. Any further questions for this prompt? Or do we want to move on? Okay. And that would be me. Deep breath, deep breath. Be kind to me. Heart of the cards. Give me something good to eat. Okay. Okay. Great.
Oh, the
Love
most
this.
rebellious gets the shame card. This should
Love
be
this.
You
unpleasant.
said heart of the cards, and the card said, "Here, have your heart."
Have your heart. Yeah.
Notice it's bleeding.
Okay. Fixing the overlay. There we go. Okay. Question I drew says, what comes up during this reunion that shames you? Why? Um, I think we kind of, as players, we had this conversation of like the family TM is mostly a bloodlines kind of thing. Like we are blood family, but that doesn't stop our values from embracing anyone and adopting people to come in. So I think as a person in my character, who spent the vast majority of their life rejecting the family with the blood connection. I spent so much time trying to relate to the outside or relate to people who are not blood family. And, I focused so much energy on found family. When it comes time to this reunion, I think the shame is brought on me that my part of the family has had enough of me. My mom, my harmony, my appa, like all of those people, they're just like, you had your opportunity. You left us, you did your rounds with the land of opportunity, you came back, and all you provided was criticism for the outside world, for here and how we do things, you as a person are not giving any of our family value. So yeah, the shame I have is the blood family says go off and be with the found family that you have here. We have no need. You don't speak for us. Out of character, I am okay, but I do want to, leave space for y'all. In character, it hurts, but I think it was a long time coming. And I kind of lean into the rebellious side of my personality. I knew ultimately that there was not going to be a resolution within my direct family that would be pretty. So I knew, but that doesn't lessen the love that I have for every aspect of this family.
So, just to make sure that I'm understanding,
Mm-hmm.
your immediate family has rejected you,
Mm-hmm.
but the elders still accept you in
Enough to,
some aspect,
yeah.
enough to extend you the invitation to the reunion.
Yeah, agreed. That is precisely it.
Oh, this is gonna be a hard question to get out. Do you ever feel like you made a sincere attempt to try and reconnect and make peace with your immediate family? Or did you feel like if you ever did try and connect with them, it was just going through the motions?
Sure. Um, I think that when I came back from my education outside, I did. I did make the attempt, right? We had talked about earlier how, I thought how mundane and meaningless and inefficient all of those recipes and rituals were. So I think I made a conscious effort to try and reconnect with those moments and those rituals. But I think overall, I was met with this hand waving, this dismissal, maybe a little bit of condescension, because I think the people who held those rituals and knew the meanings behind it, and those people that I sought to ask questions and learn why we do the way we do. As much as I tried to be genuine about it, they looked at it like I was acting like a child and not playing my age.
When it happens, who do you go to?
Oh, that's a good question. I say this not just because we are playing this game, but I genuinely think what each and every one of you have brought with your characters through these prompts. I think I would be cycling, you know, if it was a family recipe kind of situation and someone like smacked the spoon and just told me to leave the kitchen, I'm probably heading to Angela's character. I'm inquiring about, you know, the order of the songs and the chord progressions in this specific song and what the exact lyrics and the grammar are in this song. And I'm gonna go look at Ray. Like, I'm not trying to like, I need affirmation that I'm not trying to trivialize what we do here. I'm just trying to understand. And bitch, you know I'm coming to Quinn's character. We're talking about what the outside is really like versus how the elders talk about the outside and all of our values. Yeah, I really think you all are my touchstones emotionally.
So you're trying to make clear that this is part of what was, if not is, home, instead of how, if this seems fair to categorize it as, instead of being treated like a tourist.
Yeah.
In your own space.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. Yeah. Reclamation journey's tough, y'all. Sometimes I think my character gets to a point in asking all these questions and being dismissed so often. I get to a point where if I'm so genuine in intention and they have no answers, I wonder how much of it is just lost and they don't have answers and they don't care to tell me that.
And then it comes back to saving face.
Yeah.
They don't have the answers and they don't want to tell you that.
Or alternatively, why would we have the answers about this? That's not that important. So why would we remember it? And it was important to you.
Don't you just love tabletop games?
Everything's fine. We're all good. I don't taste salt or anything like that.
Yeah. Thus far, I think my almost tiering count is like up to like 4 in this game. I'm gonna like we could up it. I know. I'm trying to be strong. I will say that one was close. Like, I've got sniffles and trying to erase the glistening in my eyeballs. Yeah, to give us a little bit of breather room, I take a step back, peel the curtains back, and you know, I brought this when we were talking about Pride Brunchathon as a month-long event and what games we wanted to run. As a mixed person and someone who's producing and trying to organize in Utopia, I did not initially set up a game. I didn't sign up to run a game. And then I kind of like pitched this game because it resonated. I looked at the prompts and I'm like, ooh, want to play that? Okay. But I did preface it. I was like, I'm not going to put it on the sign up sheet yet until I get feedback from our space, like our literal community here, because it's heavy. If y'all want to play that and explore with that, I will do it. And I think the response was overwhelming. Like, we have at least a whole nother table of people that want to play this game again. So we may record another session. We may just play it amongst ourselves in the Discord. Who knows? But yeah, These are great prompts. Wow. I love playing games. Oh, feelings. Okay. Soft reminder that we're raising money for Black and Pink organization. It is Pride. We're here to celebrate. We are here to rebel against the systems that oppress us. And every single dollar, one might even say every 69 cents, matters in this charity event. Yeah. Yeah.
Hurt me more than the last question did.
Okay, so any further questions about my shame in this family?
Wait, did somebody
Was
please somebody
any
please
further questions about the shame? Anyone?
please tell me someone clipped that. For Christ's sake, someone please tell me you clipped that. If not Ray's version of it, at least Jess's. Because come on. Does anyone else want to ask me questions about my shame in the family?
Anyone taking numbers, please?
You'll notice that all of the numbers are they're shaped like daggers that are currently going into my feelings.
And my code switching involves my customer service voice.
Wow, that hurt me more than I thought it would.
Why you gotta come for me personally?
Why'd you just remind me my academic voice is
Why
that
did you
voice
just
too?
come to my house and punch me in the throat?
You've jumped to the screen and just attacked.
Punch in the throat. I feel like I'm punching the boob. It's much worse.
Not the tit punches. Damn it.
Tit punching related conversations aside, and look, does anyone else actually have questions for Jess, or should we move to Quinn being our last
final prompt?
Recipient?
I'm sure it will be nothing hurtful towards me personally this time.
Cards, be gentle.
I swear there are
Cards,
some joyful prompts. There are joyful prompts.
And we've got none of them.
We have like one.
Okay,
the
wait,
problem
pause.
is
Pause before Quinn draws the next card. I love how Mariam's like, can we get to 696.69 cents? And then lo and behold, mysteriously, we somehow just got another donation that got us to $696.69. Nice. Thank you.
I would just like to know whoever donated to get us to that point, you're delightful and you are a troll and love you.
Nice. A certain red-headed individual, we might say, who might have home here in Utopia. Mariam, thank you for the donation.
That is a voice I have never heard Jess use when they said Mariam's name. Quinn, are you ready for what's sure to be a good time?
Can I X card this card?
100%.
Yes.
Without revealing it. I just
just toss it aside. It never existed.
Just no. Like, I'll go places not there.
Fair.
Okay, that's better somehow.
What did I say? We've gotten like one, so pretty much none. It's been tsunami. It's been overtaken. No,
it's
waves of tears.
I feel like the tone of the card selections we've gotten were like, hey, there's coming for me, and then there's I've literally put out a specific bounty hunter mark on you and your feelings. Oh, fuck.
Okay.
When have you felt most isolated from our family?
I feel like you kind of touched on this. So, like, you don't have to answer. I also updated the permissions because I thought it was already there. But you all should now have permissions to choose a specific card from the prompt deck.
Word.
So yeah, if you would like to delve deeper into the isolation, you can. You can X card it. You can pass it along. You can pick another card. This is our story to tell.
Yeah. Would you like to pick a happy prompt?
Nah.
I knew Quinn was gonna say that. I was like,
fair.
Quinn, please get in more games, just so I can be here to watch you have those responses. Please.
The fuck me up, fam.
When have I felt most isolated from our family? At this reunion, coming back, you know, you're away for a while and you come back and it's like things are the same, but you're not. Things mean more to you that you used to not think about, kind of like with Jess's character.
I like the stutter in that. The Jess's character.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything I do is calculated and deliberate.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Quinn's character. In coming back to this reunion, is there a specific location that you go to sit in these feelings?
I imagine we have a pretty big garden.
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably there. With the marigolds.
Fuck you, Quinn.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Quit. The one flower. The one flower.
Yeah, I know.
I've joked about people choosing violence. I know why you would pick that flower.
Yep.
Fuck.
I do believe, if we want to tune into our lovely viewers and VOD watchers, that the marigolds have a particular symbolism in Mexican culture, which might be fucking up Angela and Quinn's feelings extra hard.
For our viewers' benefit and the VOD's benefit, go look up Day of the Dead practices, specifically altares, and why marigolds.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're seeking guidance among the marigolds for no particular reason.
No particular reason. My character is doing this.
Obviously, it's very apparent. Like, isolation is often paired with, feeling negative emotions and pain. But what I have to ask is, in coming back to this reunion and sitting in this concept of feeling isolated and, belonging outside the belonging, are there any snippets of specific joy that you have in coming back?
The food. It always comes down to the food, right?
You know.
Because when they say dinner's ready, you go. Doesn't matter what feelings you're in, you fucking go. Can I say fuck? I said it. But
I've said it like 4 times. If we have a limit, I've already broken it at this point.
You're good. As the producer, fuck feelings.
it's like there's a truce at dinner.
Oh, shoot.
No matter what feelings everybody's got, you can't argue with those tamales. Like,
one soup someone's probably been working on for like a week. There's like the one like dish that has vegetables that somebody has grown, or it has citrus or fruit from someone's backyard nearby. No one will admit whose it is because that would play their hand too quick. But somebody knows this came from someone's yard because it tastes good. Therefore, it can't be like store-bought like fruit of any kind. Like someone grew this, but no one wants to fess up because if they let it linger, then more people can snipe at each other in private instead of talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. How does Ray's character feel about dinner time?
I think you read my mind. Because I think that's what makes me what severely makes me the outcast. I like the food, but I love my music. Like, yeah, that's what makes me the outcast. I like the food and I like our family's traditions with the food, but I love my music. And they've never seen the value in it. They see more value in, the steps and the preparation and the dinner table and the togetherness at the dinner table. And while I appreciate it, they just don't think I appreciate it enough.
If I may ask one more follow-up for Quinn, do you reach out to any of us in the midst of that isolation? Or do you feel like this is a thing that's just like grit your teeth and bear it?
well, the only family mantra that I still resonated with earlier was about saving face. So,
Can one of us please find you in the garden?
Quinn can X card that too.
Oh.
they wouldn't be hiding, but like, you know.
Oh, my heart. Okay, what if it's like this then? We know why we're here for the reunion, and we know what mantles we have to take up. I can easily imagine my character walking by the garden and seeing you. And knowing, at least having an inkling of the emotions you're dealing with in the garden. And in another life, absolutely, I would have done nothing except run to you and give you the warmest hug. But I think in this specific reunion, I simply walk on by. at most we'll probably exchange eye contact. Uh,
Yeah, I had the opposite response. I think in a previous reunion way back, I wouldn't have said anything.
oh yeah.
But I think, especially for Ray's character, I don't think she would have said anything to Ray's character, but I think she would have. I don't actually know, Ray, if you feel like your character would have like been on the outskirts of the food, or like where the main area, because I'm imagining if this is like, let's be real, it's BIMPOC family, so we're like, we need like a giant ass like dining room, or like 50, like 8 tables to actually fit everybody. Let's be real, we don't have 2-person families, we have 12-person. We have 12 people just from the brothers and sisters.
Is this the
7.
first time that we get to sit at the adult table? Like, I imagine this is a family big enough for, like, there's at least 3 tables.
3 tables, but
right?
This is the first time that we get to sit at the known important table. Like, these are who you look to if you need something. But now we know this is a farce.
I'd like to think we're there, but the conversation is always the dodge around and the rope-a-dope that everyone does around these occasions. This is like, we can be hostile to one another, but we can't do it as though we're not being kind. But because I didn't know, like, depending on if Ray's character was a bit away from the group, I think the most my character would have done would have been to like make sure there's a saved plate of food to give to her. I think she would have tried actually, I just realized what I think the perfect thing she might have done to be supportive. I don't think she would have said anything to Quinn's character, but because we haven't really touched on the camera as our heirloom very much throughout this, I think she finds an old set of family photos and she finds a set of one of our relatives or ancestors, not ancestors, one of our elders wearing the necklace.
Excuse me, there's a tickle in my throat. Yeah, take the time you need, BB. Well, Quinn's processing. I'm just gonna reiterate, like, wow, I did this. I proposed this game, and I really thought I could separate my feelings from this game.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I did not lie to myself like that. Did not at all lie to myself like that. Nope. I knew where this was going.
I knew too.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. Like, thank you. The fact that y'all would even feel remotely comfortable to sign up to a table where I proposed a game like this and wanted to play with me, let alone play on stream for charity in our month of Pride. Goodness gracious. What did I do here? I both love you and I'm so sorry.
On Father's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, that part
Wait,
fucked me up. Honestly,
but-
this morning I woke up and I'm like, great.
I'm gonna say one thing. This is solely speaking for myself. Not that you even need me to say like you don't need to be sorry for it. Go ahead and be sorry if you'd like to be. I cannot control your feelings. I cannot control how you actively planned violence. I'm not saying you chose violence against all of us or yourself. You planned violence because this took time to come together. But it's okay. I just want to say it's okay for us to have complicated feelings, whether it's about our queerness, race, ability, any of that, and to still have that be part of pride. Because like part of what it means for us, for any of us queer folks, especially like queer trans folk of color, queer BIMPOC and such, to exist is that we get to exist in multiplicity. There's been just as many jokes about our own hiccups as people as there have been us all. I don't know. I'm gauging like at least on average 4 or 5 near cries from each of us at this point, somewhere around there. We're allowed to be that much of a mess. That's part of what it means for us to actually have, human characters. It's not all of us being happy. It's not all of us being tragedy. It's us sometimes being fucking mess. And like somebody saying marigolds and I'm gonna cry. So this was a good call.
Yeah. I don't want to take away. I think Quinn, you were ruminating in this last concept in Angela's character. I'm going to turn off my camera while I step onto my desk to fix my light. Please carry on.
So you bring me the photo?
Yeah. If you're alone and isolated, I think she just tries to make it clear, one, that she's there, so she's not startling you. Because yeah, I need a deep emotional heart twang just creeping up on me. That's obviously a good idea. But I think she just makes it clear. And I think she probably stumbles over most of her words trying to figure out like what to say. And then I think because you made a big deal of it and answering an earlier question of like, I'm there with my necklace and probably a bunch of people don't think I should be. And I think she just probably, I think she pulls out from a really tattered looking scrapbook that doesn't look like it was kept in a space that would avoid, moths and stuff. But it looks like she's like gingerly pulled it out of like a little box, like the scrapbook, and she made sure that the pictures stayed okay. And she would like pass it over and just say that she found it.
I think they'd ask if they could keep it.
The one picture or the whole scrapbook?
The one picture.
I think she had just, the only thing she'd say in response to that for walking off is, I didn't expect to get it back.
I don't think you hear an answer. But I think that photo gets very well taken care of.
Okay. Are we ready to answer the final question? Do we have any other things that we need to cover? Okay. Let me find it. Oh, yeah. So Roll20 decided to shuffle it almost towards the very bottom anyways. So we're just gonna...
Hey, does
Roll20,
everyone want to roll through the whole deck?
yeah, really wanted to stay in our emotions.
Deck said, "You'll get some happy eventually."
Oh,
Is it,
God.
is it sitting in our emotions if all the motions you see us doing while that's happening is just this of doggy paddling, trying to get to the surface? Is that it's just us swimming frantically?
Oh, yeah. I literally can't sit. Well, I have a problem sitting still to begin with, but like in these emotions, I'm just like, cannot stop fidgeting. Okay. So the one prompt to rule us all, the one that rounds out the end of the game in For My Family, is this card. Our elders pass on. Do you succeed them? I think the way we've been playing out these cards, it's pretty easy to tell in our narrative that there is kind of a back and forth. Like at the end of the day, this is always going to be a consensual, you have to proactively take up the mantle, which is what leads us to this question. But before the question is proposed, we are chosen, right? Like the last rites, the wills, these elders choose us, whether obligatorily or they truly believe in us. One point or another, we are presented to the rest of the family as the next ones. And I think part of the celebration of the elder's life is us formally taking up the mantle or passing our torch to someone we deem more worthy. Who wants to take a stab? Who wants to give the ultimate answer? I'm gonna do it. I will answer this question. And I think because we all read the prompts and knew ahead of time what we were walking into, it's obviously this question weighs heavy from the beginning of the game. And I think for my character, in line with saving face, I choose not to succeed. I think having been written off as the rebellious person and knowing that there's just too many tensions, I think my character looks at it as it's not a ladder not worth climbing, but more as I can be building the foundation and the dirt on the hill to make that ladder rise higher. So I step down, and I'd much rather take place in some sort of background, more mundane aspect of supporting whoever does step up to be the next elders. I want to save face. I don't want to ruffle feathers too much, at least.
I think in the same realm, but also different, I also would not secede. I would also say no. Um, my character's not rebellious enough to take it, knowing that I'm here just to be told that, just knowing that this is all a lie. I have to save face. I have to remain safe face, because if I know that this is a lie, then there are others that know this is a lie. So for me to take it, that would be wrong. And so I have to recognize that, accept that, and pass on it and wait for somebody better to come take it.
I know you know that I'm not the one, so why are you pretending that I'm gonna be the one? Fuck you. You know what, Ray? Let's go start a band.
And it like I said, that's in the same realm but in a different realm. It's not even a screw you, I'm not going to take this. It's like there's a lot of shame behind it. Like, oh, this was not meant for me. Like, this was not for me. I can't take this because everyone else will hate me if I take this. I'm an outcast already, but hey, I get invited to some things. So I can't take this.
Ow. Ow, ow, owie. Well, the left side of our stream is still contemplating this very heavy answer. I just wanted to reaffirm, Ray, as a person, we value you, and you can take up all the goddamn space without ever feeling it is obligatorily given to you. We will always make room for you. We appreciate you for you. And the cat
Sorry, he
is
just jumped up here and he is
here.
screaming
Oh my
at me.
god, I needed that.
Gigi,
Yes, baby.
please.
Gigi is also here to affirm your existence.
Chi-Chi is also here to complain about not being fed.
No, he's here to complain about not getting attention, because that's literally all he wants right now is attention.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How very dare. Freaking love Gigi.
I appreciate you, Jess. Thank you for saying so.
I know. What are we gonna do, mi familia?
I know what my answer is, but I kind of wanted to wait for Quinn's answer first.
Juicy.
I've actually been waiting for everyone's answer first because I already knew what my answer was from the beginning.
Ditto.
Okay.
We are of same mind here.
I say yes. Because the world is changing. And some things need to change. And there will be more people like us in this family. And they need somebody so that this doesn't happen again.
Oh, ow, ow, ow. I don't even have to talk right now. I just, so that this doesn't happen again. Ow. God, fuck you. Uh,
Wow, you got just to say fuck you to you, Quinn. Welcome to the club. It's a good club to be a part of. Look at that face, completely innocent in all the terrible machinations it unleashes. Well, seems like Quinn and I are of a similar mind. I also choose to succeed. I think the way that she would frame it, as much as I think she wished that she could say no out of respect for Ray's character, as much as I think she feels like she has to do this, she has to say no for the sake of, like, Jess's character is right. There's other ways to do this, or we don't have to take center stage. I think Quinn's example actually motivates her, but I think she takes it in a much more negative, but also honest way, which I think it was one of the hardest things for her throughout her life to be, which was honest. And it was, the grave has already taken our elders. It should take at least the least amount of us along with it. So I'll take the next spot, if it means less of us will have to meet the end as though it were a curse. I think she does this so that, as much as they want to say they don't want me there, or as much as they want to say we have family connections because we're of blood, none of them will do the follow through to make that actually mean something. So I'll do the work to archive it, or at least what matters in the end. And if that means I get worn out, you know, I'll go cliche for a moment and cite one of my favorite lines I've heard in the song, which is, it's better for only a few of us to get burned out than for all of this to fade away. And I'll gladly take that if it means that Ray's character doesn't have to deal with it, Jess's character doesn't have to deal with it, if Quinn has to deal with less shit from it. Because,
no.
well, I mean, who else would do it than the folk who've been given the most shit?
You know, I wouldn't let you do that by yourself, right?
What makes you think she'd tell you?
What makes you think they wouldn't know?
The lies we tell ourselves, even in family. Remember, we always have to save face, even from those we care about.
Yeah, but those who are best at saving face are also the best at reading what's behind the face.
Yeah, bullshit detection is far too strong in this family, I think, too.
Mhm.
That's the other thing all of us have running through us is just bullshit detection. But yeah, my answer is I succeed for the sake of less people having to bear the burden of it.
Yay, it's a wrap. We know our answers.
Wow, we broke it's we broke Jess.
Oh, okay. I don't want to keep you here. I also don't want to, as comedically as I say that, I don't want to break right now. We can do a shortened version of the debrief. Good on the designer, first off, for acknowledging like how fucked up these prompts are and how we may need a debrief afterwards. So yeah, how are you feeling?
I
Heavy. Definitely heavy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling about as on the happiness scale. I'm about at the point where someone is on the way to put up their like science fair project in an elementary school, like science fair, and dropping it along the way. I'm about there emotionally.
That's a good descriptor, and I always appreciate you and your ways to give word to feeling. Um okay, what did you all expect from this story? And what did you expect the other characters to do?
Everyone's answer to the last question I expected, except just your characters. I think everyone was on a bit of a scale. So Quinn's character and your character were more rebellious, where my character and Angela's characters were more dutiful and accepting. So I figured that your character would be more willing to accept it for the same reasons that, or for similar reasons that they accept it. If no one else is going to do it, then I should do it, or, along the lines that, I'm going to prove that I deserve this kind of deal. But yeah, everyone else's answer I expected.
Yeah. I mean, walking into this story, like, as the one who proposed this fucking game, I knew I was proposing something risky. I knew I'm gonna have to sit in my feelings. And I have to ask people also to be at least a little vulnerable in asking these questions. So that was scary for me to propose this game. So I expected some heavy feelings and I expected some like hesitancy. I don't think I expected to be hit as hard as I am right now. Heavy is the right word. Ray puts it well. Yeah.
Definitely same. I am a lot lighter normally. Um, Definitely one to make a joke instead of cry, hide behind some laughs. Um, can't do that here. Can't do that in this game. Thanks, prompts. Thank you for making sure that we, you know, got in it and stayed in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost felt irreverent the amount of times I was trying to deal with my own feelings with humor, and it felt a little jarring for me. So, I don't know. Maybe we hack the game and add a few more happy family prompts because there are a handful in there. I guess it just wasn't in our carts this time around.
You know what?
Oh.
You know what's the expression about like if when you make plans, God laughs? It's kind of felt like that.
Yeah, you're right. Quinn BB, how are you?
Saving face, you know.
Yeah.
It occurred to me also just now, I think this is my first time on Utopia.
I feel like you ran a game on roulette at some point.
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just here now. Hello.
I was also just
Welcome.
alerted that my personal Twitch account is now a full year subscribed to Utopia, which means Utopia has been in existence for a full year. So, like, glad to have you on, Quinn. Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Clearly, year 2 needed you.
Whew.
With that being said, I don't know how you slipped under the radar that long, Quinn. And I do believe next week's Brunchathon continues with one of your games being facilitated. May or may not be the curtain call, the last game.
That might be happening, yeah.
All right, remember everyone, put pressure on Quinn because they obviously do well under pressure.
Bim, 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 bim,
I
bim.
mean, I was a stage manager for 12 years, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have nothing but respect
Yeah.
for you then.
100%.
honey. Oh, Lord. It's a lot. Okay. Is there anything else from the debrief that you would specifically like to address as individuals? I'm sure we're going to have an offline, just a little bit of a wind down. But for now, yeah, I mean, I don't regret this game, but I don't know how many times I would have it in me to play this game as a performance. Playing this game on stream almost felt like an installation piece for me. A little scary to feel like people could come and go as they please and listen to this conversation. So, I would like to reiterate, I am very grateful for my players. This has been, I would say, a joy, a different kind of joy than we are used to, but still a joy. It is not often I get to share the camera nowadays, and I truly did enjoy my time here. as much of a decompression as I'm gonna need from this one. We did it for charity. We knew what we signed up for, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Once again, charity info on screen in terms of we are raising funds all month long, being proud of ourselves and the systems that we are trying to empower and the ones that we are trying to abolish, because our world is not the way that we would envision. And I think it's really important to uplift with our words, our actions, and our money where we can. Blank and Pink is a very important organization. They are prison abolitionists. They are dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system. They're here to liberate queer people and people living with HIV and AIDS who are affected by the system by advocating for them, by supporting them, by organizing help for them. I have recently binged all of Pose, so I'm just thinking about all of that, and it's just that's a story. Okay. as a producer, I should have paid more attention to who we should raid. And so let me do that while other people fill the silence for me.
We can do quick outros.
Oh God, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
worries.
Please tell me who you are and where we can find you. A Gen Con panel. Mariam reminds us that Quinn was part of a Gen Con panel.
I got sick and I wasn't here.
Ruh-roh.
Damn. Here I thought you had signed up for a few and you had made at least one. Okay, fine. This cry your tears and pour your heart out game was your first time here. We'll accept it. With that being said, Quinn, do you wanna tell us who you are, where we can find you?
Sure. Hi. Hello. I'm Quinn. At Quintastic _ on Twitter. I play games, I write games, I sensitivity read for not just games. I don't know why I'm brandishing a makeup brush. I do stuff and also things. I have some things coming up that I am realizing have not been announced that I can't talk about, but there are things
buried by the NDA.
There are things coming, TM. But also I do things. Hold on. What's that? Okay, so every other Saturday, starting next Saturday, I think we're starting back up again. We have a Monster Hearts game that Angela and I are both in. I think we're starting again next Saturday. On Friends Who Roll Dice at a time Pacific.
Three. I believe we chose roughly 3:30 p.m. EST, which would be 12:30 p.m. PST.
Sure, that sounds like a time. And also as of this week, I'm going to be joining the cast of Haven of Horrors on Heroes Without Limits. That's this week, right? On Tuesdays. Also at a time. Time's not real. Follow me on Twitter if you want to know more. Buy my games. Goodbye.
Oh my God, that was perfect. We love it. We love to see it. Angela, can you follow that up?
I don't feel as though I have enough charisma to follow through with the way that Quinn ended that, but I will do what I can. Hello there, everyone. I'm Angela, otherwise known as Phoenix24Femme on Twitter, where I post typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays, though I might be taking a bit of a unforeseen but necessary break from doing so. I typically on Tuesdays, Thursdays share poetry from my Patreon, which is Philosophem, where I am a professional writer and poet, and I recently published my 200th poem on there. I am also trying to think of all the different things because we did this at the beginning, I'm realizing, and I have to make sure I didn't forget what I forgot. Enceladus Institute, which I'm playing Monster Hearts with Quinn, where I play, I believe it was the one that is like not human, but that is humanish, but is not fully corporeal.
You're the Hollow.
Hollow, that's what it was. I knew there was a name for the playbook, but I was forgetting the word. I am playing a Hollow, who's apparently the cinnamon roll of the group without even trying. Because apparently I can't do non-cinnamon roll characters. They're either very hot or cinnamon roll. There's no in between. I mean, yes, there's both. I am also part of a relationship podcast with my partner of 10 plus years. We are a trans polyamorous couple who talk about a variety of different issues related to relationships over at Queerly Yours. We recently released an episode where it was my partner and I going through bachelorette party questions. That was an experience to see what people who I have been told are cis and straight think about. It's like National Geographic over there with going through that quiz. But also freelance musician, and also in addition to being part of the Cape and Blade series that's here on Utopia every other Thursday, where I play, which is very much my brand, a trans illusionist reality warper and manipulator who is slowly becoming truly a phoenix, which is great. I have reached my final form. I am also going to be involved at All Nerds here for running something over there. It may or may not be related to monsters of a digital variety that became popularized in the 90s, and I may or may not be creating the theme based off of several monsters who are of a digital variety theme songs.
You have
I'll
no
be doing.
idea. I will be your cabbage man for that show. I will be the rabid fanboy of that show. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so we've announced it. We've at least announced that we're doing that. But just gonna say, how about Digimon meets Kingdom Hearts with some JRPG 90s thrown in there? That's all I'll say on that. And yeah, I'm that, and also I'll be writing the other theme for our Wednesday game that happens on that channel as well. I'm the musician and theme writer for things now. That's me. Jess, for the love of God, take us out.
Hell no. Angela, amazing. I love it. Great. Please hire her for more music because it fucks you up in the hearts and it resonates with whatever tone you're trying to go. It's great.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
I almost forgot. One last thing. I almost
That's what
forgot
I thought.
because I
You're
can
the
say
busy
this now.
bee. Yeah.
Yeah, because I almost forgot about this. I feel like it's perfectly fine to say since I'm playtesting the game tomorrow over on the Hype Goblins channel, Omens Rising, which is a large-scale TTRPG project that I've been involved with as a culture writer. I get to make my own culture. It's awesome. It's a lot of work. It's really fucking tiring. Did you know there's a lot to a culture? Did you know it's really hard?
Oh,
You don't
Bean.
think about it until you're like, what's a culture? And then you just stare at 60 tabs and hide in a ball.
We're so proud of you. We're so proud of you. It's a lot of work. Thank you. And I hope that goes really well. Yay! Ray, please don't be a stranger to us. Tell us who you are, where we can find you.
Hey, I'm Ray. You can find me on Twitter at Crystallize Me. Sorry, I got nothing for you as far as projects and things. Most of the stuff that I'm involved in is offline. If you want me to be a part of stuff, you can always contact me and see if I'm free, but more than likely not because I am a slave to a hospital. I should not put it that way. I work a lot. I work a ton. But yeah, I want to be a part of things. So I guest here occasionally on Utopia, very occasionally on Dicey Amazon's channel, Vibrant Legends. Yeah, that's about it. Follow me on Twitter to figure out what I'm doing next. That's it.
Hell yeah. I mean, I want to reiterate, like, you do not have to apologize for not having projects. So life comes first, always comes first.
Don't do what B and I do, where we've forgotten our own scheduled events we have to go to.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I will forget. I will 100% forget. Would forget most of them. So, I mean, yeah. So,
Excellent. Okay. If someone could give me in Zoom chat the actual Twitch link to Quinn's channel,
Yeah, let me go pull it up.
a fellow Quinn, we can raid. Hello, I am Jess. I use they them pronouns and I go by Burst of Hope on all of my social medias because I recognize that I like to be genuine, I like to be positive, but emotional health comes first. So my happiness comes in bursts and I like to share it where I can. I produce a lot of shows. I do a lot of background things here at Utopia. My biggest project stuff is not to plug myself, but to really put it out there that Utopia is a space that we want people of color to utilize as not a home, but as like a place to explore what their artistry looks like. So if you have a show idea, if you just want to participate as a performer and you want to hone in on your streaming craft, if you want to talk games Like, we are trying to build a space where you feel comfortable enough to grow as a person and as a creative. So yeah, ping me on Twitter via Utopia's Twitter, via my Twitter. My DMs are open. We appreciate each and every one of these individuals, no matter how on or offline you all are. We're trying to find people, not just the same faces. We're trying to bring more faces to the table, and we want to validate your place here, because it's real easy to talk about how we don't get to see people of color in the tabletop space, but we want to move past that. We've made it clear in the year that we've been established, we've made it clear that, like, it's not hard to find us. And not only have we made it clear, so many people on social media who are also people of color in the creative space have made it clear. Not only are we here, we have the presence and we have the know-how to do the things that we need to do. So we're just trying to encourage more people to be here in that space. Love you. Sounds like we're gonna raid Control-Alt-Quinn. I know how to put in that raid command. Please, if you haven't taken a look at Black and Pink as an organization, go visit their website, look at their Twitter. They are an amazing organization. I'm just saying, if you have 50 cents, 69 cents to throw our way, we still have a little over a week left. We have until the end of the month. That's 10 more days. We really want to hit that $1,000 thing. This is our first charity, and it would mean the world to us to just kind of hit that big milestone. All right, everyone. It's time to say goodbye. We will decompress. I hope you all take care. Don't go far. Take care. Please come back in like 2 hours for Kahania, a Monster of the Week campaign run by our very own Mariam. But for now, go send the lover to Control-Alt-Quinn, and we love you all. Bye.
Don't forget just Sawsome, because they won't be able to stop me from saying this right now.